How's it going, people? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the warm-up. It feels like just yesterday we drew to Palace at the Emirates and we are there again tomorrow night against Aston Villa. Back at the Emirates without Europe, they're coming thick and fast. What are we thinking, guys? What are we thinking?
Must win.
Must win. Isn't every game recently a must win?
Will we win, James?
When we say must win, like, what do we mean? That if he doesn't win, he's got to go? I mean, because
that ship sailed.
that ship might have sailed for you, and I think it has for me, and maybe did a long time ago, but the general Arsenal fan base, I think, has always held out some hope. There's always been an excuse, there's always been a reason. And actually, I don't want to use the word excuse, I'll use hope. There's always a, once he gets his back four, once he gets his signings. And I think a lot of people are at this stage of, you got everything you want: time, money, players, no Europe, no distractions. You've got everything, a full Emirates, a good Emirates crowd.
Yeah.
And it's still not translating to, only 8 games in, but it's not translating to good enough results on the pitch and certainly not good enough performances. I would say this is a must-win because if he doesn't, or we perform anything like we did against Palace, his days are numbered, I would say.
Was the Palace performance any different to the Burnley and Norwich ones?
It was for me.
In a good way or in
The
a different way?
So I know Cecil's here too.
He's in deep thought right now.
I was really thinking that. That was a good question.
the word intent comes to mind.
Burnley
against
different.
Norwich, we weren't very good, but I understood that we were in such terrible form and there's a lot of pressure. At the same time, I kind of applied to that even though we weren't great, we were on the ball more than Norwich. We were the aggressor. We weren't doing it great, but at least we tried to be. My biggest worry about Palace was I can't even look at the players. I can't even look at the coaching. This is just a mentality thing from Arteta.
So would you say Palace was worse than that one then? Is that what you're alluding to? Okay, cool.
Massively
cool.
so. I know they're a better team. I know we scored more goals that game, but I thought we were worse against Palace than against Norwich. And Burnley, at least you know what Burnley's about, and we did the job.
I think Burnley was more, what you just described Norwich as, I think that was more for Burnley, interestingly. I think Palace was very poor. Brighton was even worse. And then, I think Norwich I don't think was great either. But Burnley, we did try and we had a lot of the ball. We had a lot of fight in our team, in our game. Obviously got the win. It did come from a free kick, some people can say. So, I mean, it wasn't nothing out in open play. But Burnley game was a lot different side. Turf Moor's not an easy ground to get a result from, and I think the boys seemed up for it. They've showed more fight than, like I said, Brighton and Palace 100%. So, I don't know about the Norwich one. It's interesting.
I just thought I'd throw that one out there because the way I look at the last 5 games, there's a few wins in there.
Any convincing wins?
Well, Tottenham is the convincing one,
Right.
but I think after 2 games against Brighton and Crystal Palace since, I think that Tottenham result was down to Tottenham more so than it was us. And their lack of fight, their lack of maybe understanding Nuno and what he was asking of them, and a lack of form for their key players. Because if that performance was a sign of things to come, then Brighton and Palace would be perfect games next to kind of implement, a development on that performance. Yes, Brighton have had a decent season, but I feel more confident Arsenal playing against a team that's going to come out at us than a team that sets up 10 men behind the ball. And with Brighton, that's what they're about. Without Basuma, and we didn't build on that Tottenham performance. We have an international break, which comes at a good time for Arteta, I think, and that draw kind of sucked the life out of those 3 wins in a row. But we looked at Palace as a chance to get that ball rolling again, and it just failed to roll.
Sorry, go on.
Go on. Mine was going to be quite long. Go on, you go.
I was just going to say, it's important to know that for Arsenal, and this current Arsenal team, forget Arsenal Football Club in the history, this current Arsenal team, you can drop points, even drop points you shouldn't drop, and still achieve the targets for the season, or at least expectations for the season. A team that finished... Sorry?
If there are any after
that's a very good point. But let me put it this way. I mean, the teams that finished top 4 the last couple of years, they've had really bad spells through the season and still got into the top 4. The teams that finished top 6 have definitely dropped points, lost games they really shouldn't have lost. Which is why I actually think getting a point in that game where really we deserve to lose is actually more a good thing than people want to...
Is or could be.
Sorry?
Is or could be.
Listen, a point here or there, I don't know if it's going to make much difference, but I guess what I mean is I guess my point is to not lose is a good thing. But where Arsenal fans are really disappointed, I've seen Arsenal in the past get a last-minute equaliser and celebrate, and it's kind of fine. The reason people aren't celebrating, they're not happy, is because the performance didn't merit it. And none of our performances this season, bar 1.5, have really merited anything.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the main point, is that it's okay to have an off day and draw at Palace and find a way not to lose the game. You could say that demonstrates character and other things. But it's how badly we're playing, and it's our intent in that game. That's when we face Villa. That has to change.
Yeah, it's that, and the fact that will these Arsenal players learn from those past two performances? My answer to that is completely no. I was on the way in today, and I was thinking, what do I need to talk about then? And I went back to Julian's fan cam. He says, I learnt from Brighton about the weather and all that, wearing a coat, and then he was wearing more warmer clothes for that game. But I know it's just run with me here.
Yeah.
The players won't learn from, one, the Brighton performance. We got lucky. There's no denying that. They should have won that game. Brighton should have won. We got lucky. So I would have thought, you know what? You're going to learn from it. As a player, if I was playing, I'd be like, we scraped that. We need to be definitely better in the next game. Next game was Palace. We scraped that. We got lucky. We should not have drawn that game. We should have lost it. On the flip side, Palace drew to Brighton in the last minute, right? Don't get me wrong, they didn't learn because they came and got a last minute decider of equaliser from when they came to the Emirates. But I have a big strong feeling that Palace players have learned from that. They will not concede again that late on. I think it's a lesson they're going to learn very quickly. But the Arsenal players, I don't believe, will learn how to, one, get control of a game or win a game early, or just dominate. I don't think they're going to learn from the performances that they've had in the past, the Norwiches, the Burnleys, the Brightons, the Palaces, because we haven't seen a progression from these games, in my opinion. The Tottenham one, you can say, but that for me is a one-off. I don't think that's going to get replicated for a long time.
The learning's down to the manager, though. It's not so much the players, because the players are out there doing it. The manager has to assess what they're doing, take notes from it, and either improve upon or keep up the motivation.
I've eradicated Arteta from it because he's just, for me, bro.
It's
no,
hard.
but this is manager, not players. This really is, because the positions are so specific. Because you can see when you're watching it that something's not quite right. Why is Pepe always so wide? Why is Aubameyang running back so much? Why is Saka so deep? You can actually physically look at things that you're like, that doesn't look right to me.
It's not natural.
Right, and unless you see it changed in the game, then you know that's kind of what the manager's asking for. And that's my biggest worry. And it goes back to that word intent. Against Villa, we have to show intent, but that all comes from Arteta. None of us, we can cheer and scream and do whatever we want at the Emirates, and the players can, ultimately they've got to carry out instruction. We've kind of seen what happens at this club if you don't do what the manager wants. So that's where it's kind of all eyes on Arteta. He was actually even asked about that in the press conference. Yeah. And with the handbrake on and you're trying to get rhythm. It's like, I've heard all this stuff, pre-game, after game, whatever. It's simply, if you just put players in the right positions, you'll just find that things come a little bit more naturally, and it looks so unnatural at the moment.
Yeah, because even regarding Saka, I think we can all agree that his best position is right wing. He's only started right wing once this season.
Which is crazy.
So it's a bit...
Well, twice actually, Brighton and Spurs, but...
Oh, fair,
yeah. But still, 2 in... How many games has he played? All 8?
Oh, 8.
When it seemed like we
8.
found a home for him in that position, when he regularly produces from that
But
position.
what's crazy about that, right? It was Arteta who kind of discovered that, really. I know Emery gave him a debut on the right or so, but when he came in, Saka was playing left wing, left back, left wing back. It was Arteta who, I remember, just one day out of nowhere, he went, right, Saka right wing, and I thought, okay, this is different, let's see. And he started scoring, assisting, he was making that position his own. So it's so weird that he also got the best Pepe we've seen at Arsenal on the left. So it's so weird that you discovered these things. No manager played Pepe
back
on the left until you did. Yeah. So I do find it really bizarre that you can put 3 past Spurs, play that 45 minutes with Saka, Odegaard, Smith Rowe, and then you don't want to go for that in your next home game. These are really weird decisions he's making, that actually the solution to the problems, I feel like a solution he taught me. I learned that from him. So that's the weird thing,
It is. that's one of many questions I have about
there's
Arteta.
loads.
You know, not just this season, but over the 18 or so months.
Mm-hmm.
But let's look at Villa as well, because the last couple of games we've played, Basuma-less Brighton, Zaha-less Crystal Palace. On top of that, Welbeck and Eze as well.
Grealish-less Villa.
Yeah, you could add that. You could add that to
yeah.
it. But they've also had a good summer recruitment. I spoke to Luke the other day on Box to Box, and he was happy with their recruitment in the summer. Bailey being a key one. Buendia, we obviously know all about, and their attempt, let's say, at persuading Emil Smith-Rowe to try and come over.
Cheeky.
Listen, they've been up and down so far this season, but that was expected. When you lose such a piece in Jack Grealish, where everything's gone through him for 5 years. Plus, you're going to take some getting used to not having him there. But I think they've done quite well, and I think Smith's done well. But last weekend, 2-0 up against Wolves.
Oh, yeah, they let it go.
It was 0-0 at half-time. It was 2-0 in the 80th minute, and it was 3-2 by the end of the game.
I bet they will learn from that, from letting us lead like that.
I don't know about this whole learning thing that everyone else learns and we don't. Like, I don't. I think the only teams that was really applicable to, like the Cities and Liverpools and all them, like they'll make a mistake and you'll know they'll kind of never make it again. I think the beauty of the rest of the league is everyone can be as good and as bad as each other on another day. I think Villa are very comparable to us. If it weren't for the names Arsenal and Aston Villa, I know they're a massive football club, but if it weren't for the names, they are two very similar. They're the same. They're the same team right now. They could go out and be brilliant. They beat Everton 3-0.
Yeah.
We beat Spurs 3-1. They can do that to teams, and they can capitulate. They're very comparable. I'd say the 11s are comparable. If we did starting 11 combined, you could argue Konsa gets in there. Matt Targett maybe. You could argue, or Martinez, Ramsdale. I mean, I think Ramsdale's made that more of a debate than it was before. Who are you taking? Ings and Watkins? One of them starts up front for us.
Yeah.
And they've got ambition. They've got real ambition. I think Dean Smith's a good manager. I kind of think actually maybe with another manager and a few more years of investment, they'll be knocking on the top
They're
six.
around the same position. They're one position behind us, aren't they? It was 1 point off us. So they've had an okay start to the season. It's interesting you mentioned Konsa there, because I actually think Konsa's one of their weak links in their team. I think he got exposed in that Wolves game massively, and I think that is where most of their attack comes from that side, but they're also very weak down that side, in my opinion. I think it's very naive at times. I'll break down more on the build-up with you.
That's interesting, because I'm speaking as a guy who doesn't watch Villa every week, and my impression last season, Villa were a good team. Konsa was a part of that.
Yeah, they beat us twice.
But I mean, whatever inconsistencies, a Villa fan will be looking at Ben White dropping, and Palace score, and going, well, I'll take Konsa over this guy. But I actually thought Ben White was good the other day. It was just that moment, and that's we had that big debate on News Daily. They're kind of very comparable teams. Either could beat the other 2 or 3-0. Could easily be a draw. I have no idea which way this is going.
Interesting. Interesting. I think they like to use their width very well. Matty Cash has been on great form recently. I think something we've got to be aware of.
Another that came from the Championship.
Yeah.
I don't know why we're not shopping that market more, but discussion for another day.
Yeah. Have you got a danger man today?
Danger man for me is Ings. I believe he scored 3 goals, 2 assists so far, and that the season where Aubameyang won Golden Boot, I think it was the 18-19 season. Yeah, it was joint top with Vardy. He was in second, scored 22 goals. And he's only 29 years old. I know it is old. It is definitely old, but I thought he was a lot older than that. But he's still a prolific striker. I know he didn't have an amazingly great season last season, but scored in double figures, had double figures in his goal tally. So Danny Ings, someone to be aware of. They have a lot of danger men, if I'm honest, but Danny Ings is someone I think will cause, after watching what you said there, Ben White as well, tracking back. If he's running at him, it's something to be aware of. And the thing with Danny Ings, he scores so many different types of goals. He's a striker where it can come from either foot, his head, any angle, and I love that in a striker. So he's someone I think, out of everyone, we've got to be very aware of against Villa.
I think that's a shout.
I think that is a shout. The other person I worry about is Watkins after what he did at the Emirates to us last year.
Yeah, fair last year.
There's one thing you might want to do to Ben White, and maybe not Tommy Asu because he's proven good in the air, but is maybe just cause him a few more problems aerially.
I don't think he started the season very well, Ollie Watkins. There's obviously a massive debate between if Arsenal should get him or Calvert-Lewin. I'll take Calvert-Lewin. I know this is kind of a separate debate, but over him every time. And I've been watching Ollie Watkins since he started the season.
Watkins brace is coming.
But, we always do.
You know what? I don't know how our fans start debating Watkins and then dismiss Abraham. Like, they're all a bunch of the same guy. Like.
Oh yeah. I know. Oh, sorry. Abraham was always.
Do you get what I'm saying?
It's
like,
true.
Forget them, man. I don't want them, man.
Abraham's doing well as well over in Roma as well.
But I'm confused. Like, we dismiss Abraham, but then we entertain Watkins, and it's like, what's going on?
It's so true.
What's going on?
So,
Like,
and
what
they
do we
are
want?
kind of all the same. I mean, there's little.
Would any of them take
indications of
Ings as well?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I'm
It's
just
true,
saying,
and
like,
they
you know,
I know what you mean.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
In all honesty, I said moving into this summer, I said I'd signings for free.
Yeah, I would have taken.
And you sort out Lacazette and Eddie Nketiah, and you go into the season with Alba Ings and so. But forget it. It is what it is.
It's not.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
We've got striker problems, but we'll hopefully sort that out in the next year or so.
Yeah.
The next year, well, hopefully January, but it's.
We ain't sorting nothing out in January, bro. Don't
January,
listen to people around here who think we're
for
going to
me,
do
the
something
window
in January.
ends
know.
August 31st and starts in
We
June.
ain't
Trying to be
Nothing.
hopeful,
It's
man.
January ain't the thing.
It's the main place we need to look at in this window. And I know you.
Midfield.
Do you?
Yeah, 100%, man. We've got El Neni and Partey going to AFCON. We've got Xhaka, who's just had a bad knee injury. Lokonga, who I think is really talented, one of our best talents, doesn't look fully ready. Or at least it's not fair to rely on him. And you don't know what you're getting from Maitland-Niles. So yeah, midfield.
Interesting.
But anyway, we're running away.
Usually we go into Spotlight next, but I think doing the lineups makes sense before
Yeah,
the
we do.
Spotlight.
We don't have to do spotlight. I was safe to build up. And it's
Oh,
only
you're gonna say
it's only
spotlight?
you
Okay,
really
cool.
that we get the spotlight from because
Cool.
me and James get to do that and build up.
Yeah.
Let's do lineups then.
Go on, who's kicking this off? Because we were having a bit of debate about it. So
I'll
Turkish,
kick off
you
because
go.
mine's simple.
Yeah, I'm spun on this one. I'm gonna be honest.
Same back line, same goalkeeper, Ramsdale, Tierney, Tomiyasu,
Yeah.
Gabriel White.
Yeah.
In the middle for me, Partey and Lokonga. And essentially Lokonga comes in for Saka. Saka's injury. Odegaard gets pushed up to the number 10. Emil Smith-Rowe goes out on the left and Pepe's on the right. With Oba up top.
So Oba, yeah.
Yeah, I'm tired of this whole what happens? What happens if Lacazette comes in and scores 2 goals? We win the game. Okay, we get 3 points. Are we any clearer of our future? And I'm not saying if Oba starts and gets a hat-trick, we're any clearer of our future. But in my opinion, we need to start looking into the future now and not getting stuck in the mud with the same arguments we always have. And one, we just talked about Abrahams and Watkins and this level of player. Another one is Oba and Laka. All of a sudden, I'm hearing fans say, I want Oba and Laka both in the team. I heard that years ago. Now I'm hearing Laka needs to start because he brings things different to Oba. Well, I've heard that before. And when Laka does start, people say Oba should start because he brings different to Laka. They're so different that, of course, when you play one, you're going to miss the other one's qualities. That's a given now. We should have learned that.
That's crazy.
But for me, I just feel like Oba is the one with a year to go after this. Let's see if we need to move on from him this summer or not. Or do we give him that, not give him, but do we allow him to be the starting striker next season too? Because it's coming up to a point where we have to be making these crucial decisions and questions and whatnot. And that's my 11.
James?
Mine is weird. I'm probably going to disagree with it in a few days, but
A few days.
After the game.
After the game.
A few days.
Yeah, when he picks my 11 and we lose, I'm like, probably
I got it wrong.
I told you, man.
Sorry, I'll tell.
Yeah, same goalkeeper back 4.
Yeah.
Then I'm bringing El Neni in to allow Partey to get forward a bit more. If it's Lokonga, if it's Maitland-Niles, it doesn't matter to me. I just someone to let Partey do what he does. His best performances came with El Neni next to him.
Yes, very true.
Last season, so I'm doing that. And you know what? Let El Neni do the boring sideways thing if it means Partey can get forward a bit more. Then I have no idea why. I'm going Pepe on the left.
I'm so with you on this.
I'll go Odegaard number 10. I'll go Martinelli on the right. I don't know why. Because I just feel like my brain was trying to think, well,
I'll tell you,
Pepe's better on the left. Tomiyasu doesn't overlap, so I want a right footer in Martinelli who's going to maybe be that kind of crossing threat or whatever. But then that also just all feels really weird to me.
You never
so
know,
if
though,
they
James.
swap, that's fine.
Yeah.
If Smith-Rowe starts, it's fine. Like, it's just all a bit of a mess. I'm going to go with that for the sake of something different.
This might be what Arteta does. It works, and then he will I don't do that anymore.
Yeah,
so you never know.
what I really want to do, what I'm really fighting is the decision to actually drop Tomiyasu because I think we need to be on the front foot. We need to attack and go for like a Cedric or a Maitland-Niles who's going to get forward a bit more. But I'm not going to do that because Tomiyasu's done well, and it's not
more time to give it the better for them.
But you get what I mean? Like, I do think there's room in our squad for what Tierney does on the left, on the right, basically.
I think Tomiyasu can do that. I think like he's being coached.
If he can, fine.
Because against Palace, he can't. We saw him go forward in his debut. He came on, he was going forward, but then against Palace, it was like he was being told not to go forward. Same with Tierney. So
yeah, but anyway, so I'm going with that, and then I'm going Lacazette up front because in a line, Arsenal under Arteta have been a better team with Arteta in it. Maybe Arteta should start. Arsenal have been a better team under Arteta with Lacazette in it. Our best results performances, Lacazette led the line. So I'm going with that now.
Okay. What you've done is kind of how my head was going.
Okay,
but same back five.
It's like a puzzle, isn't it?
I know.
If I put him, then I can't have it.
It's frustrating. Same back five as you guys stand, but I've gone for a 4-3-3. I've gone Partey in a defensive mid by himself. Now, he gets overran, and I don't know why I'm doing it, but vibes. And then we're going to go.
Vibes is what got us into this mess.
I know. But bro, I'm at a point where the Partey and Elneny makes sense what you've done. Obviously, Man United and Chelsea were our best performances. They were both in midfield. But Partey in at DM. Then I've got Odegaard's left centre mid, Emile Smith-Rowe, then in front of him as well, Odegaard, so quite attacking. But what I want those three to do is kind of sit in. I'm going to be honest. That does make sense to me.
And then 2 10s and a 4-2-3 and gone, let's sit back.
Yeah.
But don't.
But bro, honestly, I'm done at this point. And then up front, I've actually gone Aubameyang up front. On the right, I was going to say Martinelli as well.
Okay.
But I just thought, people are just going to be like, what are you doing? But
yeah, but I'm long past that.
Yeah. You long past it? Yeah, fuck it. Martinelli on the right. Martinelli on the right of him. And then on the left, who did I put? Martinelli.
Martinelli on the right, Martinelli on the left.
Sorry. Martinelli on the right.
Get a grip, Cecil, man.
Sorry, bruv.
There's not much players to pick from, bro. Saka's injured.
I know, I've got it on here. That's what's throwing me. Saka's injured.
It's a complete
Do you know what? I'm gonna go back to what I've got here. Marseille on the left, Pepe on the right, Aubameyang up top. That's it.
If we sack Arteta, don't let Cecil take that job, please.
I'm not a manager, bro.
Making it easy for the editors there. It's gonna be
do you know what?
Constant change.
I'm gonna be honest. This is the team. The team I was ended with is what I had here in front of me. But I don't know what there was one player just stumped me. I think just Saka being out really just throws me off. But listen, that team probably won't get selected. But it is what it is.
Yeah, that team is pretty much what Arteta picked on the weekend.
He
picked Odegaard and Smith-Rowe with Partey.
I think this was a live.
Yeah.
This is what Arteta's like when Xhaka gets injured. It's just. Do I I'm gonna play Martinelli twice? Whatever.
Just go out there.
Yeah. Oh, well, there you go.
That's it. That's our lineups, people.
Let's go score prediction. Let's quickly just run through
I
score predictions.
was going to ask them to let us know their lineups in the comment section. You're here moving messy, and now you're interrupting me when I'm trying to talk to the bloody subscribers and people that watch the show.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah?
So sorry.
You're going to tell us your prediction then, since you're such in a rush. Go on, let's go.
2-1 Villa. Yours?
Don't smile and say, explain.
There's nothing I've seen from the past games to say that we won't go and get a victory against Villa. It hasn't been good enough at all at home. We've been lucky, and we spoke about it through the whole show. We've been lucky in many of the games we've played. I do not see us pulling away with a win, but I'll be happily surprised if we do.
I can't get over spends 2 hours going Martinelli right and then Martinelli on there.
Yeah. And it's done.
Yeah,
Split him in half and put him there.
Yeah, that's it. Job done. 1-1 for me.
1-1?
Yeah.
Is that what you went for?
Arsenal, if you
Is
want
that what you went for on Forever Arsenal?
Yeah.
And I went for 2-1 on Forever Arsenal.
2.
And I went 2-1 on box to box to Aston Villa. I feel like the writing is on the wall for Arteta.
Yeah.
I don't know why I feel like that, because the writing's been on the wall for him before and he's managed to rub it off. But I just feel like an international break, then to go into Palace like that at home, following a good run in your managerial career, which is 3 wins and a draw, it just stinks to me. He hasn't built on that little run, and I fear that Aston Villa, pretty much a fully fit side, tomorrow evening. Yeah, I hope I'm wrong, but I just see a loss and at best a draw. We'll see, guys. We'll see. Is that all right now? Can I tell them to let us know their thoughts and comments? And
do the
you
outro.
sure?
Yeah, bang the outro. You got that.
People, yeah. Now I think Cecil's all right. Let us know your lineups in the prediction. You see, you're getting me.
Let us know if you'd play Martinelli on both wings.
There, that's it. That's it. And hit the like button while you're at it. Love for the love people. We're at. Take care.
Peace.